Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
Hey y'all, we're here at the Buttered Udder here, brand new Buttered Udder out here in Monroe at the Publix Pavilion. We're at 1034 Pavilion Parkway in Monroe. Come on down and see us. We got homemade ice cream. Our most popular flavors, Vietnamese coffee Oreo. Banana pudding's very popular. We like to have a lot of variety, some flavors you're never going to find anywhere else. So come on down and see us.
1, 2, 3.
Our speaker today is going to be Joe Chapman, and I was going through some of his accomplishments here, and it's going to take me probably about 20 minutes, so if you'll bear with me, I'll do his accomplishments. He is a Walton County Sheriff, and Walton County, if you don't know, has 329 square miles to cover. The census in 2020, there was nearly 100,000 people in the county, and Joe has a department with about 220 people, of which you need about 43 more, I think, in the Sheriff's Department. He's been a resident here all his life, except when he was in the military. He married his wife in '82. Her name is Tammy. He's has 3 sons, 2 served in one in Iraq and the other one in Afghanistan, and he was 6 years U.S. Marine Corps. He graduated, went to school at Truett McConnell, and also Gwinnett College, and has a degree in public service. He worked for the city here for a while. He was in the Sheriff's Department. He worked with juvenile delinquents, investigation, done a little bit of everything, I think. And Joe, if you will, come up here and speak to us and tell us what's going on in Walton County.
I've got a big crowd in here. A lot of my, I don't want to make anybody mad, a lot of my elders in here, so I don't have to be on my P's and Q's in here. I have relatives in here, people that raised me up in school are in here. That's kind of a unique thing about being sheriff in Walton County. Y'all helped raise me, so everything I do bad, y'all are a part of it. Thanks for having me here. I'm going to try to be real brief because I know we've eaten. I asked Paul how long he wanted me to talk. He said when people started dozing off, cut it out. I want to tell you a little bit about things you probably don't know. I know Miss Judy does and Annabelle, but constitutional office. Sheriff is a constitutional office. Stick it in my mouth. Sheriff is a constitutional office. We get our authority from the state constitution. How many people know how many constitutional officers there are in each county? 4. 4 constitutional officers in every county. Who can name them? Nope.
Tag office.
Everybody always says coroner. That's not one.
Tag office. Tag office.
Tax commissioner.
Tax commissioner. Probate.
Sheriff.
Sheriff.
Because I'm here talking to you. Clerk of court.
That's right.
Those are your 4 constitutional officers. We all get our authority from the state constitution. We don't work for the chairman. We don't work for the board of commissioners. Who do we work for? All of you sitting in this room. You are our bosses. You hire and fire us every 4 years, ever how you see fit. Our sheriff's office, Paul was telling you about the size of Walton County. Walton County is about the 25th largest county in the state. And just as it seems to be, we're about the 25th largest sheriff's office in the state, personnel-wise. I'm biased. I think we're one of the best counties in the state. It is. I talk all the time. We have so many people moving in here because the people that have been here have built a good community. We have good schools. We have good government. Now, we all can complain, and a lot of people do. But if you want to complain, pack up and move to Newton County, move to Gwinnett County, and see how you like it over there. You'll be glad to come back to Walton. Very proud of Walton County. Paul mentioned earlier, I have positions for about 220 personnel at the sheriff's office. And that's civilian personnel and everyone. Right now, today, I am 43 officers short at the sheriff's office. People do not want to do this line of work anymore. Society has made it so hard on public safety that they just don't want to do it. It's not worth the hassle. Our only fear is what's going to happen when we don't have any at all. I'm getting to the end of my ride, but I don't know what the future's going to hold. I'm glad I'm not just starting. It's rough out there. And I say that, but it's not rough in Walton County. People still respect their public safety. They still stand behind their officers, and it's a great place to work, but we are changing. We have a 376 bed jail. Remember that number, 376. I'm averaging 550 inmates a day.
Oh, wow.
We're stacking them up. If you remember some time back when who was governor after Purdue? Governor Deal. Well, you're supposed to know it all. Governor Deal brought in judicial reform. Going to reform our judicial system. We were too hard on the criminal element, so now we put everybody on probation. 60% of the people in the Walton County Jail are in there for probation violations. So we've taken the burden off the state system and put it back on the local taxpayer. That's what we've done. And we're piling them up down there, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we are paying Washington County to house our overflow. And that's very expensive, very expensive. Anybody want to take a guess of what the sheriff's office budget is every year, what you pay for? A wild guess? How much?
Probably 3 or 4 million.
How much?
3 or 4 million.
3 or 4 million. I bet you wish it was that. We're 17 million. We're second to the school system of eating your tax dollars. But it's, you know, if you want a safe community, you got to pay for it. We're working on getting a new jail. I don't know how that goes. We got approved for it, but they don't have the property yet. But I'm told that's real close in the workings. Sheriff is responsible for jail. The sheriff is the keeper of the jail, responsible for security at the courthouses, and we're a full-service sheriff's office. We answer 911 calls, enforce traffic laws, that sort of thing. So we do it all. Much of your larger counties have county police departments, where the sheriff only serves papers and runs the jail in those counties. There's about 13, I think, in the state out of 159. that has county police departments. And that was a big push back in the late 60s and early 70s to get a county police department. And do you know why that was? Because county chairman and board of commissioners couldn't dictate to a sheriff how to enforce law enforcement. So they starting their own police departments where they could tell the chief what to do. So when that started happening, the Sheriff's Association got together, and now before a county can start a county police department, it has to be put on a referendum and the people have to vote on it. Because it's a duplication of service. You're paying twice for the same thing. It's the way we saw it. So that's the way the law is now. And I don't think, I could be wrong, but I don't think there's been a county since that law was enacted that has voted on a county police department. Generally, if you don't like the way your law enforcement is, you get rid of the sheriff and get you a new one, right? So that's the way we're doing things. We were talking earlier, the environment for law enforcement is so toxic now. People don't want to do this work. We're begging to get people. And it's just the media. If any of you are news reporters, I'm sorry, but I just don't listen. I don't listen to the media. I don't get involved with them because it's just my opinion, and I'm just a little, as my old DeKalb County sheriff friend used to call me, a little dirt road sheriff. Media has ruined our society. Media is social media. Our children are getting raped on that social media. They're getting molested. It's just horrible, horrible. And my kids tell me, well, Daddy, that's technology. You gotta look at technology. I said, well, I'm done with it. I don't want anything to do with it. I've seen too much. I was playing golf with a friend of mine one day. Has nothing but daughters, and we were joking around. And I said, well, if any of my sons ever date your daughter and you get mad, come tell me before you shoot one of them or something. and he laughed. He said, Joe, he said, I got two daughters growing up in this world, and every boy that they go out with has access in the palm of his hands to all the filth and smut there is in the world. And I never looked at it that way. I said, man, I'd lock them in the closet if I was you, until they're 35. Walton County, our crime rate comparable to the counties around us, we're in very good shape. Do we have problems? Yes, we do. We're trying to use technology the best we can to help with the shortage of personnel we have. How many of you noticed anytime you leave Walton County, there's a camera on the side of the road? Any of you notice that? A lot of people call and say, oh, speeding ticket. That camera is what's called a flock system. And what it does, it takes a picture of your tag every time you leave the county or come into the county. And if we have a criminal act that takes place somewhere, a theft, burglary, or whatever it may be, we look for that tag in that vehicle. And I told the chairman, I called him last week, I said, right now we are averaging 5 arrests a week just solely based off those flock cameras. So we're putting, that's good, but we got nowhere to put them. When I first got elected, I met with the state patrol post sergeant. Patrol post used to be in Conyers. You've all seen it going up 20. It used to be on the left if you're going toward Atlanta. And that was the patrol post forever and ever and ever. And that post serves Walton, Rockdale, and Newton County. When I first got elected, I went to a retirement luncheon for a trooper at that post. And the post sergeant, who was brand new just like I was, we were sitting there at the table and the building was dingy, falling apart, nothing worked. I said, hey, why don't we move this patrol post to Walton County? He said, that'd be great. Well, he or I, neither one knew we had to go through the legislature to do that. We didn't have a clue of what we were doing. But eventually we got it done. We got it moved to Walton County. Well, I didn't know then, when you bring more law enforcement in, guess what happens? They make more arrests. So they put more people in jail. So it's good for us. And I don't know if you know that those troopers, they do law enforcement in the county just like your deputies do. But you're already paying for that. That don't cost us extra. And every ticket that they write in Walton County goes to the probate court of Walton County. Doesn't go to the state. So it's good to have them here, and they're good for us to have around. That's pretty much the sheriff's office, and I'm going to be quiet and ask questions, answer any questions that you have.
How many beds will the new jail have if it gets built?
Looking at 800.
Wow.
800. And I told the chairman in my budget meeting last week, I said, y'all keep messing around, and the day they open that jail, they'll fill it up.
Do you still take prisoners from Barrow County? Do they still come here?
I'm full. I used to house for the federal government, and they paid $65 a day. But I'm over capacity now, so I can't take any federal inmates.
What do you pay in Washington to take an inmate?
Do what?
What does it cost to send Washington an inmate, Washington County?
$45 a day.
$45 a day.
That's no medical. What we try to send to Washington County is those that have been sentenced. Once they have been sentenced, sometimes they'll sit in the county jail their entire sentence waiting to go to the state system. But the state, I just told you, it costs me $54 a day to house one. The state pays us $25 a day to house their inmates. So it's cheaper for them to leave them where they're at if they can. But we're very fortunate again in Walton County because the new commissioner of Department of Corrections is Tyrone Oliver. And he used to be the Social Circle City Police Chief. And I call him often. We had an inmate 3 weeks ago. He had, I forget what kind of cancer he has, but we had to take him to Emory, and they did surgery on his throat, put in a tracheotomy. They had to feed him through a tube, and they had him scheduled for 4 more surgeries. I guess who pays for that?
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. So I got with the district attorney. I said, let's get him in court as soon as we can. I'm going to get him in state prison as soon as the court hearing is open. And I called Tyrone Oliver, the new commissioner. I said, I need him gone today. As soon as the judge found him guilty, I called Tyrone. He told me where to take him. Put him in a car and sent him there, and that saved us hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Thank you, Joe.
Now what about asking the questions? Where are we in the drug situation? Fentanyl and whatever else. Are we?
Just like everybody else. Farm boys in Iowa are killing each other over drugs. We don't solve that drug problem by throwing people in jail. We do. That's the quick fix. But we got to educate them. And we spend an awful lot of time educating our youth in the county. But it don't always work. And I'm going to tell you this too. Not all people can be saved. I know we in church. But some people need to be in jail. Some people need to go to the whatever use electric chair anymore. Some people need to go to the death chamber. I was on a committee, the Sheriff's Association asked me to speak to a committee at the Capitol on a sex offender registry, putting these sex offenders on a registry, and they said the sheriff's going to be responsible for looking after sex offenders, which we do. Get angry at me if you want to, but if an adult molests a child, harms a child, they don't need to be living, in my opinion. And I told that commission that at the Capitol, I said, put them in the chair, and if you don't have the guts to flip the switch, call me, I'll come do it. Because I believe in our youth, our children that much. The society isn't seeing it that way anymore. We got to reform them now. I just got informed today. I was at youth elementary school before I came here, and my sex offender registry person called me and said, hey, there was a guy working at Chick-fil-A in Loganville that was on the Fulton County Sex Offender Registry, and he's working at Chick-fil-A, which is in violation of the state law. And he impregnated a 15-year-old worker at Chick-fil-A. So we just keep on and keep on and keep on. And this is something that I just recently found out about, that I'm doing battle with. We have Superior Court judges in other circuits sending sex offenders to Walton County and letting them live in violation of the state law. Now, I called our county attorney. I said, write me a letter, because I can't write it as eloquently as you do. But write me a letter telling these Superior Court judges that I'm not putting up with this. They're going to take their sex offenders back to wherever, what county it is they came from. And we're working on that right now. Now, I'm real bold in saying that because my old friend, Judge John Ott, he looked after me. I always called him when I had questions like that. He'd tell me what to do, because I don't want to get locked up by some Gwinnett County judge. So I called Judge Ott. I said, they're sending these sex offenders over here. Okay. He said, don't put up with that. Tell them you're not going to put up with it. I said, yes, sir. That's what I did. But Judge Ott's gone now. I'm going to miss him. Yes, sir.
I don't have a question, but I got a praise. We live in a subdivision out of the city limits here. But we have, I know twice during the day and at night, a sheriff that rides through our subdivision. And I think that's great.
Well, I wish I had more to be riding in those subdivisions. I took some heat from some people when I brought the state patrol in, because my view is I need the state patrol out here on the highways writing the tickets, and my deputies need to be in your neighborhoods protecting your property and your family. That's my view. Yes, ma'am.
I've been reading the Monroe Police Department and the Walton Sheriff Office. I guess it's called a blotter on the online, the arrest or the reported crimes. There was just like an alarming number of guns being stolen out of vehicles. Almost every report, there are guns stolen out of vehicles, and that means those guns are loose in the area. Isn't there anything that law enforcement can do to educate the public to stop keeping guns in their vehicles at night?
We do as much as we can.
I haven't seen anything to tell people not to do that. But, I'm just
We
wondering.
put out all the time, and I get into arguments with my staff sometimes. You know, they say, well, you need to lock your car. You need to keep your property secure. That's true. But I tell my deputies, I said, that's my property. Nobody has any business coming on my property, going in my cars, or doing anything. It's our job to keep them out. But we can't keep them all out all the time. But the simplest preventive thing to do on that is locking your vehicle. Keep them locked. I lock mine. Mine's a habit. When I get out, I hit that lock button. And before I get into bed, and I said, I don't know if I remember locking it or not, I take my lock button and I hit it. So I hear that horn beep, and I lay down. My wife never locks her car. See, there ain't nothing in there for you to get anyway if you go break in her car. She wants a gun, but I won't let her have one. That's bad. She'll shoot me. Many of you know my wife.
That's right.
Two things. We just recently moved here from Gwinnett, and I agree 100% with your remarks. Spot on. The other thing is, given especially what you said about being short-handed, I'm impressed with the high profile that I see in the county of your black and whites and your officers.
We keep them moving.
You do, and that's admirable.
Coming here from Gwinnett, I'm going to tell you a quick story, and Paul's recording me, so I'm supposed to be somewhat politically correct, but I'm not too good at that.
Turn that camera off.
When Butch Conway was your sheriff in Gwinnett County, they start when they kids, because their mom and daddy, whichever which one, or both of them, brought them up that way. Majority of the time. Now, we have young people that make mistakes. We're all human. The only perfect man we ever had, we killed him, didn't we? Nailed him up on the cross. The people that make mistakes, they still have time to live, and they come back around. There's a lot of those. A lot. And I try to, when people make a mistake, I try to treat it as a mistake, if I can help. I spend a lot of time, I'm tired, y'all. I'm very tired. I'm not tired of fighting the criminals. I'm tired of fighting the system.
Yes.
The system is wearing me down. I spend a lot of time. And I don't want you to think I'm an easy, soft on crime sheriff, because I'm not. I just told you, you hurt a child or hurt another human being, I'm going to do everything I can to put you away as long as I can. Lord, people out here making mistakes, and we bury them in a system they can never get out of. And I fight that a lot. I go up to that DA's office and I say, well, why is the sheriff up here? Because that's the right thing to do. You know, if somebody made a mistake, let's treat it like a mistake. And the old saying, we need to save room in the jails for people we're afraid of, not people that we done got mad at. And there's a lot of people in jail we done got mad at.
Is there a program in the county where men and women can go and learn how to use fire?
We offer a class. Now, don't hold me on this. Go on our website and look. But to my knowledge, we hold a class twice a year, maybe more than that. And we teach not only firearm instruction, we teach you the laws with ownership of the firearm. We open our range up to civilians on the weekends to come and practice. I'm an old firearms instructor. I was on the state marksmanship team, and I tell people, if you think buying a handgun and throwing it under the pillow is the answer to your problems, you're wrong. There's a lot more that goes with it. You got to practice, you got to be proficient with it, you got to know how to use it, and you got to know what the laws are when you own it. And I have to say, guns don't kill people. Alec Baldwin does.
This president in DeKalb County, there was an invader, and he was shot and killed. So if the people, did that more often, then people's gonna think twice about breaking into their eye.
I agree. But in DeKalb, in those larger metropolitan counties, they put a lot of pressure on the homeowner. I don't know if all of you remember, but some of you I know remember, we had a young mother over here on Sharon Church Road, shot the guy that broke in her house. She and her 2 children hid in a crawl space in the attic, and he broke in there, and she shot him.
Yep.
Didn't kill him, unfortunately. I wish she'd have killed him, but he lived. The GBI was out there, and my investigators were out there, and the lady was sitting there holding her 2 children, and one of the investigators said, "Ma'am, you're gonna have to come down to the sheriff's office so we can take a statement." I said, "No, she is not. She has not done anything wrong. If you want to ask her any questions, you can ask her right here in her home." And I called the district attorney at the time. I'm not going to say who it is because she's a judge now. I said, "Do not give this woman any hard times." And her first question was, "Did she kill him?" I said, "Too bad." That's the mentality you have in Walton County, but that's changing now. The more people we get here, they're bringing all that with them, and that's going to change. So it's very important that you study and know who the people are you elect into office. Don't have the idea, well, it don't matter to me, I don't care, because it does. It matters a lot. Even your district commissioners, your mayors, your city council, it matters. It matters a lot. Do you know what's saving us right now in Walton County from a huge population increase? A lot of us has been here a long time think it's a huge population increase now, but it could be much, much worse. Do you know what's saving us? We don't have county sewer. And our current board, I hope I'm not speaking out of school, but they're not for county sewer. But all it takes is a few people getting elected, and that'll change. And then you know what happens when you get county sewer? Putting houses on half-acre lots and no restrictions and all that kind of stuff. And people start piling in.
Are we having in Walton County a lot of immigrants that are coming from across the border?
No, ma'am, not as of yet.
What was the question?
Do we have, what is our illegal population? I simplified it. She asked me a much more technical question. What is our illegal population? Do any of you remember the 287G program? Had it in Gwinnett County. 287G was a program that authorized the county sheriff to enforce immigration laws. That meant the county sheriff could deport illegal aliens. But you had to meet a criteria. People said, "Joe, why don't you have 287G?" Well, I don't meet the criteria. You have to have a population of over 10%, I think it is. And we're less than 1% in Walton County. You have to have a certain amount of bed space in your jails. I just told you I don't have that. And there's some other things. I remember when Butch Conway first got accepted into 287G, he called me. He said, "All right, big boy, get ready for your illegal population explosion." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I just got approved for 287G, and I'm going to run them all to Walton County." But, you know, they got a new sheriff in Gwinnett and a new sheriff in Cobb County. Cobb County was a 287G county. And the 2 newly elected sheriffs in Cobb and Gwinnett are now saying that they will not arrest illegals. They have become sanctuary counties. So that's the way it is.
We moved for a reason.
You know, the Cobb County Sheriff is a good friend of mine. You know, he got defeated in his last election. Cobb County, I don't want to get into politics in the church. Cobb County changed over from from Republican to Democrat, and he fled Cobb County. You know where he came to? Walton County. He lives in Good Hope now. Paul, I think they're not enough.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
morning and welcome. I'm Dina Huff, the Executive Director for the Partnership for Families, Children, and Youth. It's been a minute, so I wanted to come on here and tell you all a little bit about what we know of that's going on in Walton County, share some information that our partners have going on, and as well as our youth development component here at the partnership. For our youth development part of the partnership, we have an awesome opportunity to go into Social Circle City Schools. We were invited to go in and participate and host and facilitate a teen wellness outreach program. And this is for after schoolers. It does not have to be the students do not have to be a part of the Youth Advocacy Board. They can be any high school student at Social Circle City Schools. So let me give you the dates of those in case you know of a student that goes to Social Circle Schools. And they are calling it a wellness outreach program. And our kids actually came up with this idea because due to trauma and the aftermath of COVID, kids are suffering tremendously, and they need somewhere just to, let loose. And through this wellness program, we actually put some rooms in place that they can go pet animals, they can make gardens, they can pet horses. There's a number of different activities that we have set up for this wellness outreach. So the next date for that is going to be March 30th at 3:30 at Social Circle High School. And then May 4th and then May 18th. So if you know of someone in Social Circle High School and they're not a part of this, please reach out to them and let them know. And you can always call us for additional information on that. I'm not the expert on that, but Tisha Finn, our Youth Development Director, is, and she can answer any questions that you may have. So we know that spring is coming around, April's coming around, we're still in March, yes, but April is just around the corner, and that is Child Abuse Prevention Month. And a Child's Voice Child Advocacy Center will start their community pinwheel garden. And in Monroe, since we're talking about Monroe here, they will have that Saturday, March 25th from 11 to 11:30 at the First Baptist Church in Monroe. And the pinwheels represent, if you see them around town in April, they represent the safe, healthy, and happy childhoods that all children deserve. If you want to sponsor a pinwheel in honor of Child Abuse Prevention Month, come out and help a group of people, and I hope to be there as well, plant the pinwheels. And you'll see them in Covington, Loganville, Social Circle, and Monroe. So if you want more information about that, you can contact me, or I can give you and call me, and I'll give you their number as well. Also, we have a regional job fair in Newton and Walton, and that is on April 13th, and that's on a Thursday from 4 until 6:30, free admission, and that's going to be at Monroe Area High School, 300 Double Springs Road, Monroe, Georgia. And that is going to be a big event, so we hope that you will look into that. And if you are interested in that, you can contact me, and I will put you in touch with the folks that are hosting that so you're able to get more information on that. And we have collaborative meetings each month, and we travel around with our collaborative meetings. We do Monroe, Social Circle, and Loganville. So this month and next week on March the 21st at 8 a.m., we will host our Walton County Collaborative meeting at Church at the Grove, and that is in Social Circle behind Blue Willow Inn. So those are open to anyone, and we would love to have new faces there and sharing opportunities for families and children in Walton County. So if you're up and available and would like to attend those, please join us that morning. We have a light breakfast and coffee, and you'll be able to share your events and your information. So if you have any questions about anything that I shared, or you just want to know more about what we do here at the partnership, give me a call on my direct line, and that's 770-207-3175. And thank you for joining.
Hi, and welcome to Monroe Walton Center for the Arts. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about our book club. It's called Not Your Mama's Book Club, and we meet the last Tuesday of the month at 7 o'clock here at the Arts Center. We have a Facebook group that if you're on Facebook, you can ask to look for Not Your Mama's Book Club on Facebook, and you'll find that group, and then you can ask to join, and then you'll get updates through Facebook. But also, if you get our newsletter, it's always in our newsletter. You can come in and talk to us or give us a call. But the book for March is Remarkably Bright Creatures, and I am in the book club. I've already read the book, and it's really a charming book, and maybe one of my favorite books that we've talked about. But we have a good group of ladies that meets, and we usually bring in some snacks and sit around and chat. We talk about the books. We do stay on topic and not chat about everything in the world. We do talk about the books that we are covering for that month, or the book that we are covering for that month. But you'll enjoy it. You'll make some new friends, and if you're a reader and if you've been looking for a book club, I invite you to come and try out our book club. Like I said, it's the last Tuesday of every month at 7 o'clock. It is good to join that Facebook group if you can, Not Your Mama's Book Club, so that you can respond and let us know if you're coming. But it's a great group, and you'll enjoy it. And like I said, this book in particular is a really interesting book, and I think it'll be a fun book to discuss as well. Some of the other things we have coming up are Unicorn Day, which is one of the most popular events that we have here. It's a citywide event, and it's April 15th. And the shops up and down the main street here will be doing things and having some specials. We'll have workshops here, all kinds of fun things going on, very kid-oriented, of course. And so we'll have a pottery project. I believe the pottery project will be actually making a unicorn. And then I think we'll have some other workshops as well. Painting a unicorn will be one of the workshops. But as always, all of our workshops on our soiree days, and that will be our soiree for April, they're open to all ages. They're fun for all ages. We make them specifically things that anybody can do. Very young children, like say 7 or 6 and younger, will probably need some help from their grown-up that's with them to complete the projects. But young kids, teens, adults, everybody enjoys our soirees and has a great time. And like I said, that's Saturday, April 15th. It's a citywide event. There'll be things going on up and down Broad Street here. And we will have our workshops here and lots of unicorn-themed gifts that our artists and makers have made. I know that Julie is already working on bracelets with unicorn charms. So it's just a great, fun day out. Hopefully we'll have a face painter here. We may even do fairy hair here again. That was really fun when we did that. So be looking for that. That's in April. Our watercolor course will start again. It filled up for the February-March session. A new watercolor course will start on April 14th, I believe it is. So we have things going on all the time, free events, free writer events, free maker events on Thursdays where you can just come and make and do things and learn things from other makers and artists. That's Thursdays. Monroe Makers from 1 to 3. The book club, of course, is free. Once a month we have the open jam with the old time music folks. That's just free to come and listen. If you play an acoustic instrument and know old time music, you're welcome to join in. So all kinds of things going on, usually at least around 70 events and classes going on every single month. So it's a lot to keep up with, but if you come in, you can pick up the class list. We always keep it updated. Some weeks I have to update this a couple of times just over the course of 1 week. But if you come in, you can pick up this class list. You can ask us what's going on. Of course, you can visit our website, which is always updated, MonroeWaltonArts.org. Check that out. You'll see everything there. And also, don't forget, mark your calendars for May 6th. That's the garden tour day. We have 5 local gardens on the tour. They're all pretty much here in the city limits of Monroe. I believe they are. But you'll be inspired. We have some smaller in-town gardens that will inspire you with maximizing every inch of your garden to make it interesting and charming. And then we have some larger gardens as well. We have a medicinal garden where you can learn about herbs and different uses for plants. So just a whole range, really, of really great gardens on this tour. The tickets will go on sale March 25th, and the early bird price is $25. So be looking out for that. The tickets will go on sale the 25th of March. The event is Saturday, May 6th. We need volunteers still, and if you want to volunteer, you volunteer for half of that day, and then you get a free ticket to see the gardens for the other half of the part that you're not working. So that's your gift from us to thank you for volunteering for us. So if you're interested in any of that, you can visit us here or go to the website, MonroeWaltonArts.org, and learn all about it. We hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Debbie Davis Haynes. I'm part of the Walton County Master Gardeners. This is the beginnings of our plant sale. Everything here has been propagated by the Master Gardeners, and we will be selling this at our annual fundraising plant sale, April 15th at the Ag Center on Criswell Road. That's also the location of our new extension office. So we have lots of vegetables, flowers, we'll have some shrubs, a few trees. We've just got a great variety of plants. So we look forward to seeing you Saturday, April 15th from 10 to 2 at Criswell Road Agricultural Center. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Joe Burnsett and I'm the Ag and Natural Resource Agent at the Walton County Extension Office. And today I wanted to let everyone know that we have started accepting applications for our annual Walton County Master Gardener classes. These classes will start the day after Labor Day, which this year is going to be September 5th, and it will run through December 7th. Classes will be held on Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 9 until noon here at the new Walton County Extension Office, which is located at 1258 Criswell Road, Southeast Monroe. And the deadline to have your application in is June 1st. So if you want any more information on our classes or anything like that, you can call us at the Walton County Extension Office, or you can stop by. Our phone number is 770-267-1324, and we look forward to helping you, serving you, and seeing you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jody Johnson. I'm here with another recreation report. Glad to see that spring is in the air and all of our spring sports are well underway. All our teams are out at the parks practicing. I will mention a little bit about our winter sports, our basketball programs. We had a few teams that all participated in our GRPA, the Georgia Recreation and Parks Association All-Star events, and our 9 and 10 boys and our 7 and 8 girls will be advancing to the state tournaments the first week here in March. So hopefully they'll have a good showing. I think our 7 and 8 girls are going up to Dalton, and our 19 boys are going over to Tucker over in DeKalb County. So good luck to those teams. We hope they'll come back and win us a state championship. But again, about our spring sports, our baseball and softball, we had a huge number of kids that came out and signed up this year. Also with our soccer program and track program, we had over 2,200 kids that signed up, and they're all getting ready. Our opening day for all of our events will be March 18th. Hopefully the weather will continue like it has for the last couple of weeks, and let our teams get prepared and ready. They've all got their uniforms and schedules, and all anxious to get out there and participate. It's a lot of fun for a lot of participants and the parents. They get to go out and watch their kids, the grandparents watch their kids and grandkids play. So we look forward to starting those programs. Another thing I do want to mention is the Recreation Department now is administering all of the reservoir. If you don't know about the Walton County Water Authority, the reservoir that was built several years ago, it's out towards the Hard Labor Creek area, down Social Circle, the Fairplay Road area. It's a 1,300 acre pond that's there, and now the Recreation Department is administering anyone that wants to go out and go fishing there. So all you would have to do to get an annual membership to the reservoir, you would get a sticker that you would put on your car, and you could launch your electric boat only, no gas motors. Of course, you can fish off the bank, but to park there, it's either $10 per day, and you can pay at the site. There's a little drop box there, and we do honor everyone. You just go back and put the tab back onto your car, or you can buy a annual sticker that goes in your car, and it's good for the entire year, and those cost $60 if you're in county. Out of county fee, they add an additional $15 to those, and again, you can utilize that to launch your electric boat, go out and fish all you want. And what I'm understanding is there's a lot of fish being caught. There's some crappie down there, and this is the time, y'all know about the dogwood trees blooming, and then the dogwood, and then the crappie start biting. Of course, everybody knows springtime is the time where a lot of the fish come from the deep areas, come to the shallow areas, and make it a lot easier to catch. So my understanding, they're catching some pretty large fish down there over the last year or so. So it's a great place to go. There's a few fishing events, and we're going to start putting those on as well. Maybe our fishing derbies that we usually do at some of our smaller ponds, we may extend that to the reservoir, where you can come in and actually fish for free to get people to know where that place is at. There are plans to expand the recreational opportunities down there, to build a pavilion down there for different events. There's already a dock down there, really not for fishing, but we plan on building a dock just for the fishing areas, and then we'll put a playground. There's bathroom facilities already there. So it looks a lot like if you went to one of the local state parks, one of those ponds, but it's actually a much larger pond. It's pretty expansive. That's why it's a little easier to fish from a boat. But yet, you need to be a little experienced, because you are on a 13-acre pond, so you need to know really a little bit about angling if you're going to get out there and fish on such a large body. If not, I would encourage just stay closer to the dock, even if you're launching a boat. So any questions with that, you can go to our website. We're in the process of adding a lot of information on our website at waltoncountyga.gov about the opportunities at Hard Labor Creek. Again, we just took that over since about a week. So we're still expanding and trying to get the information out there. You can buy those things at any of our community centers in Loganville, at Meridian, at Felker Park in Monroe, or in Social Circle at our new South Walton Community Center. We always encourage everyone to come out and go to our website, but come to our community centers and learn what's going on. Our staff would love to give you a tour of the facility and let you know about all the programs that we have. So until next time, thank you very much.
Don't have
Hey guys, Isaac over at Reboot, giving you a Reboot tech tip. Just want to talk a little bit today about kid safety on the internet, especially nowadays with all kids having the smartphones and the tablets and laptops and all that stuff. It can only take like a click or two for kids to get in trouble, especially if they're not taught rules and stuff like that. It can be very dangerous very quickly. I am not a big Apple person, but one thing I do love about Apple is on their phones and their iPads, they have a program called Screen Time. And you can lock down that phone or that iPad. If you only want them to go to certain websites, you can do that. If you only want them on the internet for a certain amount of time, you can do that. If you don't want them installing all this social media stuff, these crazy apps like Snap and Kick and the dangerous stuff, Twitter, whatever it may be, you can lock that down. So I'm a big supporter of Apple in that way. So if you want to give your kid a phone, an Apple iPhone is a great way to go. If you want to give your kid a tablet, an Apple iPad is a great way to go. If you can't quite figure that stuff out, the Screen Time app, you can always take it to a place and they can help you out, or Apple support can help you out, stuff like that. But I'm big on that. One other thing too I'll say about kids being on computers, it's gotten a little better, I would say, lately with like Google helping out, Microsoft, Bing not so much, but Google has helped lock down a lot of stuff on their browsers, especially like Google Chrome I'm talking about. If you take and turn on the safe search, there's a safe search little toggle thing that you can turn on, and that helps a lot. It can help on regular browsing, but it can also help on like YouTube and stuff like that. It's not 100%, but it can definitely help. One other thing I'll touch on too, so there's apps out there called accountability apps. There's one that I've used for kids called Ever Accountability. It doesn't stop kids from going places, but what it does is it tracks everything. Even these apps on their phones and stuff like that are supposedly erase stuff after they look at it. It keeps track of everything, even stuff that gets erased. So if they're doing something crazy on their phone or their tablet or their computer, that all that stuff can be tracked, and that's a great tool. Again, it's called Ever Accountability. And I'm a big supporter of teaching your kids about the internet and stuff like that, because it can be so dangerous so fast. So but anyway, stay safe and please keep your kids safe on the internet. Again, Isaac with Reboot, giving you the Reboot tech tip.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Debbie Davis Haynes. I'm part of the Walton County Master Gardeners. This is the beginnings of our plant sale. Everything here has been propagated by the Master Gardeners, and we will be selling this at our annual fundraising plant sale, April 15th at the Ag Center on Criswell Road. That's also the location of our new extension office.
Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.